Hi everyone, this is a video about the third helping hand that is going to assist you in case of doing some soldering and you want to hold something to solder or look at or somehow to work on. And this is the one that I've made many years ago, and somehow I grew out of this and I decided to make another one. But before I show you the other one, I wanted to show you this one, that how good it was. And if you see, all of these, they have several joints, one round here and one round here, and still with this screw, when you unscrew this you can take this away and near, and then you can turn them in any direction that you like, this way, that way, further away or near. And it was very versatile, this one was, and I was really happy with this. And this one is a light to illuminate where you are working, and is designed as such that you can attach to this pin, that is to this shaft that is coming out, you can attach another maybe device like magnifying glass or so on. So it has for the time being, and then you can add more arms to this. At the moment we have 4 and 1 light on above, and you can use this very easily, and many people would be very happy with this. And but I grew out of this, as I mentioned before, and I decided to make another one, the one that most of people nowadays are making, the third helping hand, that is using these materials, these pipes, which is plastic, flexible, water and oil coolant pipe, hose, segmented hose, and normally they come in 30 centimeters. So let's talk about this a little bit further. And while I'm talking to you, I turn it around and you see the construction of this is really nice. And as you know, I'm making all of my DIY handiworks by salvaging the other stuff that I had. For instance, all of these parts, they have been salvaged from a IKEA ceiling lights, and this one is the base is very heavy, is from a cassette deck that it was unsalvageable, that I had to dismantle it and use it as parts, and the pins and so on, so just let's put this aside and have a look at the new one that I have made. And the new one, I have made it again with salvageable stuff that I had around the house, and it came like this. This is more technical than that one, and I show you a little bit more about this, that how good it may be is, because I've just made it and I used it several times, and it can turn on its base, like a turntable, because I salvaged this part and all of these black plastic part that you see from my old Sony Vaio desktop, that it was really unsalvageable, because the processor was so slow that you couldn't really make it better. So with much regret I had to dismantle it, and I had to start salvaging parts from it, and it had so many parts. And this is the base that the processor and the computer part was on this one, and the screen was hanging at the front, and all of this was a desktop, not just the monitor. So this is the base, and then I used the plastic part and adapted them to cover this metal part that it has. The top one is aluminium, and the back of it, is just a turntable, and the plastic and a piece of metal at the bottom to make it even heavier and more rigid. And I have added USBs, and I have also added two fans just to blow out, just to dissipate the soldering fume from your face, not just sucking them out. And the blowing part of the fans, they are coming out from here and there, and it covers mostly to this direction, this one and that one, that direction. And then I also added two USB connectors, one in this side and the other one on this side, to add your own lights. And at the back it has a USB connector that you can connect this to your power banks, and then when you turn it on, you can just turn off the light and do your own things. And as well as the all that I showed you at the back, I have made two switches, one on either side, to control the either USBs that I installed. And for instance, the power now is on, and then when we turn it on, the magnifying glass and the USB light is coming on, and then although that it has a switch, you can switch it on and off, but you can switch it off by this mini switch here. And you can do the same with the other USB connectors, female USB connectors that is here. And then you can use many different stuff with this. For instance, another light, just to improve your vision of the area that you are working with. And let me bring it into when you turn it on, when you touch it, you know, the light is coming on, and this one is really bright. This is one of them, but if it's bright, you can, you know, reduce the light and increase the light, and by touching, you just turn off the light. So it's very versatile, and I really, you know, like this idea that you have all of these options on your, you know, soldering station. And this is mainly, you know, is a third hand, but is capable of doing all of this. And this is another light that I have, and if you just turn it on, you can see that this one is really bright, and by touching the end is coming on and off. And there is another one that I have. You know, I really very fond of LED lights, and this is another light that I use every once in a while, that I added a switch here, that most of them, they don't have this switch. It is just turning on and off, and as you see, is really bright, this one is, and it's just, you know, another sort of idea that you can use in, you know, for your third helping hand. And then I have here, I'm planning to have two 5-volt fans inside, but for the time being I have two 12-volt fans, and I added a switch here. Yeah, you know, because this is temporarily, and you know, you can hear it now, that is blowing air here. Let me just blow a little bit of e-cigarette vapor. And as you see, maybe it's not very strong, but it's just, I can feel it here, that if I am doing some soldering here, it's gonna dissipate the soldering fume. And I added a micro switch, a little micro switch here, just to turn it on and off. I wanted to add some LEDs, but I thought that is overdoing it now, seriously. And I had this one as well. This is a magnifying glass with light that you can, you know, use when you are doing some, you know, surface mount, you know, electrical parts that is really hard to see. And in general, this is my third helping hand. Let's just put this light away and magnifying glass away, and then look at these, that, you know, you can just do it in any shape or form that you can, and they are really rigid, you know, and it can hold a lot of weight, and you know, I'm really happy with this, but I think somehow I overdone it, and if you think so, just let me know in the description, in the comment box, and you know, maybe I'm gonna avoid this in the future. And the other point that is very nice about this is the ability to turn on its axis without picking it up and so on. And this is my third helping hand. I hope you like my video, and until my next video, take care of yourself and each other. And if you want to tell me anything about the things that I'm making, or you want to make a comment, please do so. I would be very happy to reply to you and follow your instructions, whatever that may be. Have a very good night and morning.